We now know that ADHD actually exists across the lifespan. The problem is that it appears differently at different times. So that in childhood, we'll see a child being labeled as a daydreamer or not living up to their potential. They'll be clowning around and having trouble with peers. But by the time that child reaches adolescence, we'll find more inconsistency in the grades. We'll find not just homework struggles, but battles with homework. This is probably because they've never really done it well in the first place and have been primarily dependent upon your help to get it done. In later adolescence, we see traffic tickets and car accidents. Why? Well, I want to remind you for a moment of that attentional threshold issue. And think about an ADHD child driving down a relatively boring highway. In other words, what they're looking out at is below their attentional threshold. But they have a remedy for this now. The ADHD driver can now remedy this and bring that attentional threshold, bring the events right up to that attentional threshold very quickly. It's called the gas pedal. In other words, you step on the gas pedal and everything becomes a whole lot more exciting. Up over their attentional threshold, where they're a player. So driving becomes like a video game. And this is also why they get speeding tickets, moving violation tickets. Sometimes you'll also find they get little fender benders, little accidents where they're stopped but they're not really paying attention because they're busy looking at everything else around them. Or they're trying to find their favorite radio station and boom, they hit the car in front of them. So these are the kinds of things that we see in later adolescence and early adulthood. Early adult issues, not going to college or partially completing college, not measuring up, lying in half-truths. I'll come back to that in a minute. Employment records poor, having missed many opportunities because they don't follow through on the things they've committed to do. But lying in half-truths are something that gets them into trouble quite a lot. Why? Is it because they're bad people? Is it because they are genetically programmed to lie? No. I believe that it's a reasonable strategy that if just about everything you do gets you in trouble, why not lie and get by with as much as you can? So if you only get yelled at half the time, that's better than getting yelled at all the time. I think it's pretty clever. But this is the kind of thing that gets them in trouble because it catches up to them.